Scent plays a significant role in our lives. Fragrances enhance products that we enjoy every day, from soaps, shampoos, and other personal care products to household cleaners and air fresheners. The Research Institute for Fragrance Materials, RIFM, supports the safe use of life-enriching fragrance ingredients through collaborations with industry, academic and scientific communities, governmental agencies, and regulatory bodies.
The Research Institute for Fragrance Materials, or RIFM, began publishing peer-reviewed papers in the 1970s to engage the larger scientific and regulatory communities and make the science supporting fragrance safety broadly available. Our research and safety assessments use internationally recognized standards and guidelines, and they are reviewed by the Expert Panel for Fragrance Safety, an independent body of academic specialists not tied to the fragrance industry.
The safety assessment process begins with understanding an ingredient's hazard profile, but that's just the first step. By calculating risk, the possibility that an ingredient might cause harm, RIFM gains a science-based understanding of how a fragrance ingredient can be used safely. Risk assessment requires robust human health and environmental data, toxicity studies, exposure levels, and information about people's habits and practices. In developing each safety assessment, RIFM scientists cull information from several international databases. The most significant of those is the RIFM Database, which houses more than 135,000 human health and environmental studies.
RIFM's database is the most comprehensive worldwide source of flavor and fragrance toxicology data, drawn from scientific journals, government studies, member company submissions, and RIFM-sponsored study reports. Industry, government agencies, trade associations, and scientists worldwide rely on RIFM's database and tools such as the 2-box model, which is an indoor air model that characterizes a single ingredient's dispersion inside of 2 connected enclosed rooms and determines their air exposure concentrations to help them make critical safety evaluation decisions.
In addition to tools and historical data, a safety assessment requires exposure information that reflects real-life usage of fragrance ingredients. That's why, in 2010, RIFM collaborated with data analytics software leader Creme-Global to maintain a database containing aggregate exposure data from multiple product types and actual consumer behavior. These critical data inform the International Fragrance Association's standards, important guidelines the fragrance industry relies on. The RIFM database and RIFM's collaboration with Creme-Global provide foundational support for RIFM's pioneering use of rigorous, scientifically proven, and globally accepted animal alternative methodologies and models.
One of RIFM's essential science-based alternatives is the threshold of toxicological concern, or TTC. In the absence of historical toxicology studies, the use of TTC can help determine if the current level of exposure to a fragrance ingredient is safe. Since RIFM began using the TTC in 2013, this method has saved more than 146,000 animals.
RIFM scientists are passionate about their commitment to human health and environmental safety. They collaborate with academic experts and industry science leaders on research to refine the safety assessment process and develop new approach methodologies of the safety of fragrance materials.
The Research Institute for Fragrance Materials collaborative research includes using chicken eggs in place of live animal studies and metadata analyses of historic clinical human studies to gain the fullest understanding of fragrance safety from decades of pre-existing research. As science evolves, RIFM welcomes collaborations that help us pioneer the most rigorous approaches to safeguard consumer and environmental health.
Here in Europe, many academics and regulatory agencies, such as the competent authorities of the member states and the European Commission, as well as the national and international expert groups, such as the SCCS, the famous Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety, view RIFM's work as a basis for fragrance ingredient safety assessment, because RIFM has pioneered dozens of critical tools and methodologies.
Indian fragrance safety stakeholders benefit from meetings between RIFM and CSIR IITR. And I think it was the first time that IITR and RIFM met in a meeting that was organized in 2018 called Insight in Lucknow. And since then, we had an MOU that was signed between RIFM and CSIR-ITR in 2018. And we are looking forward to working with RIFM very closely for analyzing or assessing compounds that are very useful for consumers, as well as to look at the Indian herbals that can be used for the safety by the TTC method developed by RIFM.
Because RIFM is committed to transparency and global impact, we offer our published fragrance ingredient safety assessments and scientific research free of charge on a public platform. Fragrance ingredient safety requires an international effort through sound risk assessment using the best available science and through products that support the health and well-being of consumers and the planet. Reach out to us and see how you can get involved in our important work.